Florida's Highway Patrol is taking lead in the nationwide immigration crackdown, becoming the first state where police officers are performing ICE duties. Troopers have been patrolling Florida highways, stopping vehicles for traffic violations, and checking immigration status under a federal program. Since March, the Florida Highway Patrol has detained more than 3,500 immigrants in cooperation with ICE, with nearly all of the state's troopers credentialed as designated immigration officers. But critics argue the program increases the chances of racial profiling. Joining us now is former Border Patrol agent and senior fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation, Ammon Blair. Ammon, good morning to you. So Florida being the first state to deputize effectively all of its troopers, good idea, bad idea in your eyes?
I think it's amazing, to be honest. We have millions of illegal aliens inside the United States. ICE only has roughly around 6,000 deportation officers. And so in order to enact mass deportation efforts, the federal government must utilize local and state authorities to do so.
And as I mentioned, critics say this increases the chances of racial profiling and that a broken tail light or expired tag shouldn't lead to deportations or detentions. Is that a fair concern in your eyes?
Not necessarily. We utilize that on the border all the time. We have Operation Stone Garden, where we use local law enforcement when I was a Border Patrol agent to help assist us in this same similar situation. Now, just imagine that just nationwide. So really, at the end of the day, the Florida State Troopers, they are leading the way in terms of immigration checks. But it's just like any other time you get pulled over. When you get pulled over, the DPS trooper or your local law enforcement is going to check your ID. And really, that's at the end of the day, that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be checking your ID. If you're not a citizen or if you're not here legally, then they're going to contact ICE or they're going to take you to a federal facility. So this was a concern under the Obama administration, and that's why the Obama administration stopped utilizing the task force model that Tom Homan and Trump is using today. However, there are so many checks and balances in terms of not doing or not targeting certain minorities, and that is going to be led by ICE. So all the Florida law enforcement is actually being led and organized by their local ICE agencies in their area.
What we're seeing happen in Florida, do you think that's a model that could be replicated in other states? And do you anticipate other states to sign on to this as well?
You know, I really hope so. And the reason being is we have a really big issue in Texas. So if you're an American citizen even and you fail the CDL licensing program, you can actually go down to Mexico and you can get from a corrupt Mexican official a CDL, a digital CDL license, just like any other foreign national or Mexican citizen. And then under the reciprocal laws under our current trade agreement under USMCA, you can then transport goods not just across into Texas, but throughout nationwide. And so it's a massive problem. The Florida Attorney General asked for an audit from California and also Washington. But to be honest, I think every state needs an audit, and especially Mexico, just because anyone could go down there, pay a corrupt official, get a CDL, and start driving anywhere in the U.S.
Yeah, CDLs have been at the forefront of our coverage just this morning after the deadly car crash involving the big rig in Florida. Lastly, what safeguards should be put in place to avoid escalation, and also situations that threaten the safety of these officers?
Yeah, really. So right now, that's what Trump is doing. When he's enacting thousands of National Guard soldiers, unfortunately, what we're seeing on our streets is it looks like a third world country sometimes when you're in LA or the places where they're rioting against local law enforcement. And so a lot of times, just like during devastations like Hurricane Harvey, when I was a military liaison during Hurricane Harvey, the Sheriff's Department utilized National Guard, myself and others, armed us, and then we would patrol the neighborhoods to keep everything safe. Unfortunately, in this time and day where local law enforcement and ICE are being called terrorists, we unfortunately have to have our National Guard protect them and also help them through logistics.
Well, this headline in Florida caught our eye, so we really appreciate you hopping on and giving us your perspective. Ammon Blair, thanks so much, as always.
All right, thank you, man, for having me.
You got it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.